what's fascinating to watch is here is Elizabeth Warren on the Senate. This is just a clip of her railing against Citibank in particular. Now contemplate, Citibank, I think it was quite clear, was never going to contribute to Elizabeth Warren. But she is going after this bank in public. It's a very powerful bank in and outside of government. And it may just be rhetoric from your perspective, but it is extremely strong rhetoric. And it certainly motivated a lot of people to vote against this budget bill over this past weekend. Here's Elizabeth Warren.
Now, there's a lot of talk lately about how Dodd-Frank isn't perfect. There's a lot of talk coming from Citigroup about how Dodd-Frank isn't perfect. So let me say this to anyone who is listening at Citi. I agree with you. Dodd-Frank isn't perfect. It should have broken you into pieces. If this Congress is going to open...
There it is. Should have broken you into pieces. And she is talking, of course, about the rollback on Dodd-Frank, that this cromnibus that this language that had been inserted into the cromnibus. I mean, but to get out there and say that, really, to put this back on the table, we may not do it in the short term, but long term, we need to break up these banks. And from a political standpoint, this resonates not just on the left, but it also has some resonance on the far right. There are members of the far right who are equally concerned about the power of the banks. Saw Sherrod Brown and David Vitter propose a bill to break up the banks. So this is good stuff. And, it'll be interesting to see what is done by the establishment of the Democratic Party to push back on this. Because there has to be some concern amongst the Democrats right now, or at least the establishment ones, that she may be getting a little bit too powerful. And it's not like she's calling in favors. It's just that she's putting out there rhetoric that is compelling other members and boxing in other members, both the House and the Senate. It'd be interesting to follow.